Yo, what's up guys? I'm Jake. These are Rebel Meditations. This is episode 1 of Rebel Meditations. I'll give the playlist like a little name or something that, creates a show. I'm trying to do more episodes of Rebel Meditations, really trying to commit to giving you guys some cool motivational content, some insights, my personal perspective on shit, and I really hope it helps you. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and I think I have like a different perspective from a lot of people. Anyways, all that shit to the side. Today, we are going to talk about whether or not to be fancy. All right. One of my mentors and all-time heroes named Gary Vaynerchuk is constantly talking about not being fancy, right? He says it in a business context, right? Like right when you're starting your business, you don't need to be fancy. You don't need to have like all the bling, and you don't need to have like the fly car or fly around in private jets, or even this, right? Like what I'm doing right now, like this video, dude, the lighting in here is bullshit. Like the lighting in here sucks. My fucking room is echoey as shit. Like you probably hear it real bad on your end. And you know what I mean? Like I haven't shaved in a couple days. I'm wearing like this beat up ass Hanes t-shirt, like whatever. And that, like the preoccupation with being fancy has crippled me from making videos for like the last 3 to 6 weeks. Like there's also like I've just been going through a lot of stressful shit right now, like a lot of personal stressful shit. I might get into that type of shit in another video, but that's the whole thing. The whole reason why Gary Vaynerchuk says that shit is because so many people who have a lot of talent and who are very creative and shit are crippled by perfectionism and being fancy. You know, like it's people. Here's how I see it, right? It's adults acting like they're in middle school and they're afraid of what everybody else thinks of them, right? Because everybody had that experience in middle school where someone picked on you or someone made you feel a certain type of way, a bad type of way. You know, like someone made you feel like really bad about yourself and you got real self-conscious and almost ashamed like of yourself and like how you looked or how you talked, like if you like stuttered or if you had a lisp, or like me, if you went bald at like 17, like someone might have made you feel like you were less than. And that's how people act even as adults. Like they carry that middle school mentality with them until they're like, I would imagine, and this is just me like extrapolating like my, I don't know, observations, is like once you hit like 40 or 45, like that shit like kind of starts to really go away, and you kind of notice it like every year as you get older. At least I have. Like every year, like I start to give less and less attention to like how other people see me. Like I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. Right? So here's my like call to action here. Here's my invitation to you. Like if you have something that you really want to do, but you're scared to do it because you think you're not fancy enough, fucking do it. Like do you realize now like how ridiculous that is? Like every successful person, everybody who's achieved like a lot of shit, like made a lot of money or had a great relationship or I don't know, has a great body, like started off really not fancy, like really not fancy. Like I'm starting off really not fancy, and that's totally okay. Like anybody who's gonna judge you about whether or not you're fancy is honestly a kind of like a fucked up person who's going through a lot of suffering themselves, and you don't want them around you anyways. Honestly, being unfancy is probably the best thing you can do, because that kind of like puts the red light above all those people. Like it shines the light on all those people who are judgmental and shitty, so that way you can get them out of your life, right? Like you can go out with like the most unfancy person. You probably have someone like that in your life who's really unfancy, but they're really, really cool. They're awesome to hang out with, and you fucking love the shit out of them. If you have someone like that in your life, I would suggest you kind kind of observe and like learn from that person, because that person's got something figured out. You know what I'm saying? I really hope you guys had a great time watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the content. As always, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you, or you know, it's over here, maybe over here, I don't know. It's in one of these spots, you know, subscribe or something. That would be cool for me. Like, I definitely want to reach as many people as I can with this shit. And as always, have a badass day. Peace.